I'm just going to zoom right in here, and we're going to connect these up. So I'm going to start with the foot roll. I'm going to do this in the animation dropdown, and we're going to go to key, and we're going to use set driven key. Key, set driven key. And there's two properties in here, the driver and the driven. The driver is what controls everything. So in this case, the slider bar is what's going to control something. So I'm going to go load driver, and I'm going to select the foot roll slider, because that's the one we're going to start with. The driven is what it's controlling. Okay, so for the foot roll, we're going to be controlling the heel, the toe, and the ball of the reverse foot. Okay, so a good way to select these is right click, select hierarchy from the heel, and then when we go load driven, it'll populate those four assets right in here. I don't really need the ankle though. The ankle isn't going to rotate anything. So what I want to do is just do the heel, toe tip, and the ball. So what you can do is select all of these, just load it again, and then it gets rid of the one that wasn't selected there. Now the direction I want to link it to is going to be Z. So you can see Z right here. Right? So Z is going to control that. Z is going to control the tip, and Z is going to control the ball. Right? So I'm going to have the foot roll slider linked to rotate Z. Alright, so the way it's going to work is that first we set a key, then we change the driver, then we change the driven, and we set a key again, and that establishes the difference in the link. So since I have the foot roll slider selected and the rotation Z selected of all three of these, I can key it and it establishes the link. Now I'm going to go to the slider, take the foot roll, and I'm going to drag it back to -5. Now I'm going to grab so that changed the driver. So the driver is now -5. Now I want to change what is affected. So in this case, I'm just going to use the heel, and I'm going to go rotate, and rotate it in Z backwards. And I like to push these a little bit further than they normally would be, but you don't want to straighten that leg. You want to sort of keep a little bit of a bend to it. But I like to push this just so the animator has more control, and the animator, in this case, is me. Alright, so that's good for me, and I'm going to press the key button. So now if I go back to the slider, you can select the word, middle click and drag in the canvas, and it's got that effect of sliding back. Okay, now what I want to do is take this to around 5. So now it's going forward. I'm setting the driver to 5, and I'm going to I'm going to press down one time. I'm on the left reverse foot ball, and I'm just going to rotate this up to where I think 5 would be. Maybe about here is okay. Yeah, let's say about 30. I can click in 30 there, and then I'm going to set a key. So now the slider will go back from -5 to 30, -5 to 5, and we got that nice transition. And finally, I'm going to take it all the way to 10, and we're going to dip this one up. Before I push it up though, I'm going to take that left reverse foot ball, put it back to 0, and now I'm going to press the up arrow and rotate this up. That way, once it gets to a certain point, the foot flattens out again and you're going off your toe. .60 should be pretty good. It actually goes further than we want it to, but now when I key it, it'll have this nice transition. So we got the start and the end. Okay, I'm going to do the same to the other side. Now when you're first starting this, I recommend just to close the set driven key window so it forces you to reapply it. Okay, so I'm going to grab the right foot control. I'm going to go key, set driven key, set, and this is the driver, and I'm linking the foot roll of the right foot controller. Now I'm going to grab the heel, right click, select hierarchy, and that's the driven. I'm going to grab heel, toe, and ball and reload it so I don't have the ankle in there. It doesn't hurt anything, but I don't want anything applied to it either. And this is also going to be rotate Z. Okay, so my slider's at 0. Everything's flush here. I'm going to key it. Now I'm going to take the foot roll and take it back to -5. Now, this one, when it was on -5, the value is around 31.338, right? So I just wanted to take a note of that real quick. So when this one goes to -5, I want the heel to go back to 31.338. So we set the driver, we set the driven, let's key it. Now when this one was at 5, it was at 30, okay? So I'm going to take the foot roll to 5. And now I'm going to take the right reverse foot ball 0, 1, and I'm going to rotate it up to around 30. Now I'm going to key that. And finally, when we take the last one to 10, I'm going to take the reverse foot ball 0, 1, I'm going to take that back to 0. Let's check the other one. This was 60. So when this is at 10, I'm going to take the tip here. I put the other ones at 0, and I'm going to take the tip to 60. So let's key that. So the end result is now we can grab both these at the same time and check out the foot roll. Makes for some nice animation. Now that's not linked up yet, so it doesn't do anything. Okay, looking good. Give that a quick save. And now I'm going to close this and let's connect the other ones. The next one here I'm going to do is the heel pivot. Right, so when the heel, when we roll this up and down, I want the heel to rotate left and right. Okay, and this is going to be done in the Y rotation. Okay, so let's load it up the same way. If you grab the driven object, it'll load it up instantly. So I'm going to grab the heel. Actually, you know what? I'm going to connect this a different way. I'm going to grab the left foot control 0, 1, and we're going to do a direct connection from the heel pivot to the rotate Y. So to do this, with the controller selected, I'm going to go into Windows, General Editors, down to Connection Editor. And on the left side here, I want to connect my heel pivot. So I'm going to connect the slider bar of the heel pivot to this heel reverse foot heel. So now I'm going to grab this one here, and I'm going to go read load right, and I'm going to be connecting it to the rotation in Y. So there's rotate Y. That's it. So now I can grab this, and there's my heel pivot connected. Pretty cool, eh? Alright, I'm going to do the same thing to the other side. So I'm going to go to Windows, General Editors, Connection Editor, and I'm connecting the heel pivot. I'm going to grab that reverse foot heel, reload right, and that's going to be rotation in Y. There's rotate Y. Okay, so when I roll this, connect it. Good. So that's two of them. Let's do the toe pivot next. This time I have a limit, so I'm not going to have that direct connect. I'm going to do set driven keys with this as well.